My name is Courtney Pollock, and I'm the Customer Marketing Coordinator for SWK Technologies. I'd like to welcome you to our webinar, Beyond the Spreadsheet, Unlock the Power of Acumatica in Excel, presented by Alex Bastion from Velixo. Before we get started, I want to go over a few housekeeping items. So, everyone has been placed on mute to keep the background noise to a minimum. However, throughout the webinar, you can ask any questions you have. If you'd like to submit a question, look for the question section or chat section of your GoToWebinar, and I'll look at those questions and we'll get them all asked to experts at the end of the presentation. In your GoToWebinar panel, you also have the option to zoom into the presentation, change your layout and view. And we're also recording this presentation. So if you have to leave early or if someone else on your team was unable to attend today, we're going to send out that presentation tomorrow afternoon to everyone who attended and was not able to attend today. And finally, we'd appreciate your participation in our closing poll and survey. With that said, we're thrilled that you've taken some time out of your busy day to be with us on this session. We have the experts here from Velixo to give you all the good information and answer any questions you have. Don't hesitate to ask any questions throughout the presentation, although we'll be doing the Q&A at the end. And as a quick reminder, SWK is constantly sharing important updates and software tips and tricks on our social media channels. So give us a follow on LinkedIn, Twitter/X, YouTube, Facebook, you name it, so you don't miss out. Okay, that's enough from me. I'm going to hand it over to Alex.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for taking the time to be with us. Today, we'll explore in a really short session what is Velixo. It is this tool that allows connection between your ERP, Acumatica, and Excel. Company was founded 7 years ago, and over the last 2 years, oh boy, it's been a ride. The growth is tremendous. The reception by the market is amazing. We're the #1 Acumatica ISV. We're really proud of that. Just over the last year, we added more than 750 customers. We reached now more than 2,000. Really happy by that. And what you can see here on the map is that our customers are in many countries around the world, and so is our team, to make sure that we always put your need first. Just to recap quickly the story of our company, Gabriel Michaud, our founder, was part of the Acumatica development team. He noticed that the standard reporting could be improved, that some of the information required to run your business day-to-day was simply not available easily. So he decided to leave Acumatica, stay in the ecosystem to create this amazing tool that basically allows a better usage of your ERP. So basically the foundation and the idea behind Velixo is that everything still happens in Spreadsheet when you use your ERP. But when you use export to Excel, there's some problems. First, you're taking a picture of the past. What I mean is, like, you're exporting at a certain defined moment, but with the relentless pace of business now, you're not keeping up with what's happening. And this creates this disconnected experience. Also, your reformatting of the data is repetitive, and you could definitely invest this time in other tasks to be more productive for your company. When you're formatting, there's always the risk of having errors. And like, if you have errors, then what does it mean for the decision maker that will take decision based on these data? Finally, everything you'll update in your Excel would need to be manually inputted into your ERP. And that's why we're here. Simple Excel add-in, up to speed within minutes, allowed real-time reporting. We have templates we'll explore very soon, can gives you any kind of information you want, just the click of a button. You have also the direct write back, which is the ability when you're working on an Excel spreadsheet to push back information into ERP. We have 3 scenarios that are fully templatized: journal, budget, project. And another one, if you have some custom needs, we call it generic write back, where you can create it for yourself. We'll explore this functionality very soon. Native function and pixel formatting, very important also. When we talk about security, we mirror the permissions that have been set up in Acumatica. So someone that does not have access to payroll information will not be able to pull that data into Excel. Finally, we're fully integrated to Microsoft 365. So these are some of the features we'll see today. Very important for us. As I said, our customers are extremely happy. Can say all of these good things here, but I invite you to go to the Acumatica marketplace to take a look at their review. There's nothing more important for us than to be transparent and for you to have this direct feedback from our customers. Finally, before I jump into the demo, I just want to show that we had an impact in a great variety of industries. We're confident that we can have one for your company as well. So we like to call ourselves industry agnostic, and this is what we're trying to display here. I will stop sharing my screen 1 second, and we will now jump into our first example right away into the demo mode. Please, if you have questions, put them in the chat. Perfect. So what you see here is a trial balance I've created using Velixo. I will not show how you could install Velixo. It's really easy. I think it's important now that we focus on the most important thing. First, here, what you see is that the Velixo section has been added. You have the ability to refresh your data. You have your connection. This is what you see here with this green cloud, where I've created this connection between my ERP and my Excel. I could have as many connections as I want if we have different domains, different companies, so to group them here. You have also the ability to drill down, distribute, the write back that we'll see, and a bit of formatting plus our support. What you can see is a trial balance where I've imported the accounts, their name, and their balances. Here is the information of the balances. You have one of the 70 dynamic formula. And if you had any doubt, you can consult a knowledge base to understand what is required to build it, to use this function. We can start having a bit of fun now that all of that is built and create, for example, comparison year to year, simply leveraging C minus D. Obviously, this is actual to actual. And you see I can expand here, just clicking here to all of the accounts. But if we wanted to compare budget to the actual, you see, I just changed the ledger. Automatically, the information was pulled, and you have the variance here. We could also do actual to actual and change the year if that's what you wish to do. This part is really to show you the foundation and how easy it is to get your data. If I wanted, I can also do a full refresh of the data. It's pulling, and you see all information now is getting refreshed in the system in real time. That's how easy it is to pull information from your ERP, Acumatica, into Excel with Velixo. We have the ability also to group accounts. If you want to create ranges, for instance, very easy. Let's say that's the range I want to establish, and I want these information actual from 2020, 2019, and the variance. And simply copy these cells. Boom, it's appearing in real time. I could also change this, and then these are these two specific accounts that I want instead of the range. Information is again pulling in real time. And finally, we have also the ability to use wildcard, which is a function where you're going to put question marks. So this is all of the accounts with 5 digits starting by 1 minus, say, 13,000 again. And boom, I have the information again pulling automatically. This part is always simply to create foundation on what is possible, showcase fast what we want, what you can do, and how you can create these functionalities for your custom report needs. Now we'll look into, I'm going to stop sharing my screen a quick second. We'll look into our sample reports. Perfect. These are reports that are fully available. Again, you see here Velixo section, my connection again. For free on our website, you have P&L here, consolidated, where you could, with the drop-down menu, go from consolidated to any branches. Your organization may have not branches, but instead other child company. It could be anything you want. You could group these the way you want. You have also here information on where we're pulling this, the ERP. So you can, at a click of a button, navigate within your operation or in different years of your operation to see the data very easily. You have also the consolidated profit and loss, same logic here. You can easily get the information simply updating the year for this year specific and this YXZ Foundation. There is nothing in the ERP in our demo instance, but it's okay. It depends really on the scenario. Consolidated branches here, same profit and loss consolidated, trailing for 12 months. You decide the year, the month, and the information is being pulled automatically. Profit dashboard, if you're a bit more visual, same logic. You can navigate any part of your operation and the graph updates automatically. And finally, the cash flow statement. These are simply templates that we make available for you so they can become a foundation if you want to use them and leverage them or further customize them. All of this is free. One of the functionality that is extremely important in Velixo is the ability to write back data. This is an example, and this is basically the foundational example. We had a company that had an accrual calculation per division that had to be multiplied by the GL rate to create these entries. In this scenario, they had to manually input it after the calculation was done, and therefore they reach out to Velixo saying, this is taking a lot of our time, would like to have that time back, can you do something about it? Velixo is always open to hear your suggestion, and in this case we've studied it and realized that it was indeed a need and some situation that was experienced by many customers. Therefore, the product development team studied and developed this functionality, again, based on the customer needs. In this case, let's say that the GL rate is 2.8 instead of 3.5. See that the calculation has been updated, and with the right permission, I reinforce that, very important. If the person that is doing this has access to this information in the ERP, they can simply perform write back. Very important here, I didn't put automatic release. You can if you want. It's always better, I think, to have one last control to verify, but you click here and just like that, the information is going into your ERP. When it will be completed, you'll be able to see the information in real time in your ERP. Like here. The page is loading. What you can see is that the 16,707 is exactly the same information, and all of these two here, as what you can see here, you remove the old, and the data is now in your ERP. This is what we call the write back functionality. You have journal transaction, budget, project forecast fully templatized, and in case you had scenarios that are not that part of these three, you have the ability with the generate write back to also use any other and create the import scenario to create this ability to send back information to your ERP. We'll look quickly at the budget trackback. Here, same logic, fully templatized. Let's say that sales revenue, we're extremely optimistic. We think it's going to be 18%. See calculation are happening. Just like that, we can perform a write back and send it to the ERP. In this case, we said that the release was automatic, so it means that the information is going straight to the ERP. And just like that, it's done. With Velixo, there's so much you can do. It's very important for us to empower you. And questions that we have often are, if what is basically the learning curve. If you know Excel, you know Velixo, but as I mentioned, we like to give more information, to be very transparent, and to educate you about what is possible. So we have a full page also dedicated in our knowledge base that will give you all of the information that you need to create your report. I'm going to open it in a second. So you can see here you have a ton of information, how to get started, reports template. Here, if you go in the knowledge base, customization package, function, how-tos, template, troubleshooting. At the end of the day, what we want is for your experience to be extremely smooth. And it's important to say that SWK is certified in Velixo. They have trained consultant that can help you create your custom report, answer your question, and help you to basically make this knowledge transfer if you have any needs in Excel that you cannot fully meet yourself, and give you this ability to do that internally. From the Velixo standpoint, also, it's important to say that we have our own support team. So you are covered by that too. If you have a question that is not necessarily, that should not be answered by a consultant on billable hour, or something that is not working, you have a problem in your use of Velixo, unexpected event, and you don't understand what's happening, you can submit a ticket for free here. Finally, I want to quickly talk about a few other functionality without showing them. What we see here, we like this example, but the drill down here will allow you to click on any cell in this spreadsheet and go to the source transaction in Acumatica. This is extremely important, especially when you're doing your own internal audit. That allows you to not look for the information, but basically be taken by the end and go straight to the information and recollect the pieces that make the story of why this specific expense happened, that help your internal auditing team, or if you're having an external audit, that just make it so much smoother. Another important piece that we will not explore today, many of the information you're seeing are financial or project related, but you probably know you have more than 300 general inquiries with Acumatica. We are able to import all of that also through Velixo. So basically create this via the connection, create a flow, and they could be populated in your Excel. So that's another avenue to explore for your custom report needs. And if you're interested in learning more about that, we're happy via our partner SWK to set up a full demo with your team. Finally, another thing I wanted to mention, we have the distribution list. I have an example here. So once you have done all of the basically formatting, or simply you have put the right information for the different reports that you have created, you're able to leverage this tool to decide if you want to send it in Excel with the formula or without, depending if you want your recipient to have the ability to manipulate or to update it. With Velixo, you have also the ability to send it via PDF. You can create a file name, select the specific tabs for the person that will be receiving it. So for instance, the CEO is not interested in the same information as the CFO. Why mixing this information and creating this confusion? Let's be specific, create dedicated email, customize for your different internal customers. You could also send it to a folder path, create the email subject, body, attachment, and then branch selection. So all of that is possible. And once you do that, you can click one button and these email will be dispatched from your Outlook, but directly simply with one click in Excel. So that's another great way to save time, as you could disseminate that in your organization with one click and not have to save many times these Excel files. So I'll repeat a bit what we've viewed today. First of all, we have started looking quickly at the trial balance. I showed you that how we can refresh the data. I've mentioned that we have created one connection, but you could add as many as you want. Then we've seen the accounts, their name, balances, copy simply the column on the next in the D basically column. And just with that, we're able to establish comparison variance between actual budget or actual ledger from one year to another or to budget. That's what we've done here. In the next, and here in these templates, we've looked at all of the templates already available as a foundation for your usage of Velixo. We've gone through them, show how the data is flowing and how you could create different drop-downs menu depending on how you want to segment the information for your organization. We have also reviewed the story of the write back, which is this game changer, I believe so, where all of your what you're doing and your manipulation you're doing in the Excel can be sent back to the ERP. This is why we say it's a two-way street. It's a integration that works, that allows both to pull the data and push it back. And we saw it for the journal entry and the data write back for budget as well. Finally, we've described quickly the drill down, where with the drill down, you'll be able to click on any cell in a report and go back to source transaction, and the ability to distribute all of this information. It was a very, very short demo. I want to mention that we can go much more in depth, take our time, explore the GI, go take more time and do these different examples to answer your questions. Now I'll stop and I'll wait to see if you have any questions for the team.
Thank you so much, Alex. We definitely have some questions. So, before we dive into those, we're just going to go ahead and launch a quick poll. So, while you're answering this poll, you can also get your questions in if you haven't had the opportunity to yet. So, with what you've seen so far, we want to know, are you interested in learning more? Like Alex said, this is just a short and sweet introduction. There's much more to be discovered. So let us know. And we're going to then dive into some of the great questions we've had throughout. And, Alex, while this poll is open, I'll go ahead and ask you one question that we did come through. So obviously this session is about Velixo for Acumatica, but they asked, does Velixo work with other data input sources besides Acumatica?
So right now we have two ERPs. We have Acumatica and Sage. These are the one, and very important to underline that when you use Velixo, the information needs to be present in your ERP. If it's in other sources, then it needs to be filled by some mechanism into the ERP, as we cannot connect to outside system than Acumatica and Sage. Perfect. One thing also I just wanted to mention that in the presentation, our software can be used on both PC and Mac. I know this is something that many companies have and face as a challenge. For us, it's not a challenge at all. We can use whatever sort of computer you want.
Okay, perfect. Another question we had was, does an import scenario need to be built for the write back functionality?
Very good question. So as we mentioned previously, the import scenario for journal transaction, budget, and project forecast already exists, so nothing needs to be done. You do need to create an import scenario if you want to have your own customized write back. So this is what we call the generic write back. So an import scenario will be created, or need to be created, I should say, in Acumatica to connect with Velixo. But for the three other one, it's already done.
Okay, great. And the next question we have is, does Velixo work for Google platforms, i.e. Google Sheets, or is it just in Excel?
Just Excel for now.
Okay, great. And then I'm not sure if we'll be able to do this one today, but I'm going to go ahead and ask it. Someone asked, can you share the Acumatica ERP side so we can see the import? So,
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've done it before. Let me try to pull it again. Give me a quick second. So we're here. So they want to see basically the right back, if I understood that properly. So we'll do again GL here. I'll change it this time for 5%. Perhaps I didn't share my screen properly last time. So again, I have the right permissions. I send that. What you can see here is that in my demo instance, the information, so for capital, prod retail, prod whole, service, or west, all of these are exactly the same as these. Perhaps the comparison will be easier that way. But I just click one button and it's already in the ERP. I hope I was able to answer the question and show what the customer was requesting.
yes. So, and so if you're wanting to, see like in your Acumatica instance side, that's something we could explore, on a longer call.
Absolutely. Yes, we're doing a really quick version, but if you wanted to, test a few scenarios based on these three that are templatized, happy to do that in a longer conversation. Please
Yes.
use SWK to book us. We'd be happy to have this.
Yes. Let your SWK rep know, let us know in the post-webinar survey, and we'll get you a more in-depth personalized session. More great questions coming through. So another question we've had from the audience is, if end users enter comments on the P&L variance report, how and where can we save these comments for future reference?
Oh, the comments, you can simply add them here, new comment, and you leverage the normal functionality. So if I want to say, Courtney, can you verify? Then I share it. I could do that. You have the comment here. Then I go to my distribution list, send it with the calculation, and that would appear. Yeah. So we want to send a spreadsheet because you have different options. I'll go back here a second. So you may remember, but you have removes formulas. You could actually not have them, but like it will be better if you want to have comments and have interaction to put the formulas, as then with your colleague can leave comments and they could correct and share the file with you via the distribution tool and make this work much more collaborative.
Great, perfect. And then another question, I think we've got time for about one or two more questions.
Yes.
So is the product only available for Acumatica cloud deployments, or can it be used for on-premise instances?
So these are cases where we need to consult Acumatica. We've run across some of these in the past. Unfortunately, without the context of this specific customer, I cannot answer, but please book us and we'd be happy to review your situation and give you an answer on your specific context. It did happen in the past though, but like we do need to consult Acumatica.
Okay, perfect. So that's a, TBD, but there's some flexibility there. So if that's your question, definitely let us know, and we can have that personalized conversation. So I think,
One last one?
I've had some people, asking about the recording and the Excel file example, things like that. We'll share that after the webinar, so keep an eye out in your inbox tomorrow afternoon. Just gives us some time to turn things around. And I think we'll go right back to our slide deck real quickly to wrap things up. Want to keep everyone on time today.
Yeah.
So thank you, Alex, so much. Like we said, super short and sweet. Just want to get you, a peek into what Velixo could do for your organization and connecting, those daily tools like Excel with your Acumatica instance. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to reach out to your SWK rep, or you can always reach us at info@swktech.com. Let us know in the follow-up poll, and we'll connect you with Alex and his team, the great people at Velixo, your SWK. We all work very closely together. and get you, personalized information of how this will work with your setup. So thank you all. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.